Hey YouTube, this is Ruchika again. So this is my fifth video tutorial on data stage. As I said in my previous fourth video tutorial on data stage, we discussed about the sequential file stage in server jobs. And as promised, in this video, I'm gonna deal with hashed file stage with all the parameters and all that stuff and simple job design on what exactly is hashed file stage and all that. So yeah, now coming to the hash file stage, basically you can just say it as like a small database table. Hashed file stage serves as like a reference table or a small database table. So let's get into this thing. So yeah, this is the stage name. You can just like edit it and all that. And this is like account name. Use account name is like, if you choose this, you must have like accounts linked with I don't have any linked accounts. So yeah, if you choose this, you can have an account linked with the hashed things. And if you just choose the account, that particular account, then it gonna associate all the table definitions for that hash thing, and everything is like predefined. Yeah, but usually use director path. Director path is like, if you remember the sequential file stage, we are just giving the path of the file, right? So that's this is how it works. So we just specify a directory, and yeah, just click on the browse, and yeah, just give the path directly. And this I'll show this while I'm like working with the real time example. Okay, and then this sequential null value, it determines like what character actually represents the SQL null value in the hashed file with the corresponding stage. You can just have, if you have like euro, you can just have like special characters. If you have like euro and all that stuff, yeah, you can just choose an option. It can also have like auto detect option. It's disabled because we didn't have anything. So but yeah, it does have an auto detect option. So if you choose that auto detect option, then the data stage infosphere thing determines what represents SQL null and all that. And the universe stage compatibility. So if you check this box, then any job conversions, like any just like all the job convert it this compatibility ensured that all the conversions work perfectly. So yeah, and then coming to the output path, yeah, description, you can just have your own description. When did you create and what did you create and what time and all that stuff. So yeah, coming to the output link tab, I have only one output link. It's showing me one output link. Let's make it different output links. Okay, now come to the output tab. See, I can have like three different outputs. For this thing, I can have like metadata defined, and once I define the metadata, I can just go for next thing, and here I can have like different metadata and all that. Yeah, so that is how it works. And yep, we can have multiple output links. And basically the thing is, as I said, a hashed file stage is like for referencing, right? So for referencing, it's not possible with this link, so let's make it convert to reference. So yeah, it can have multiple output links, and all the output links can be reference links. It's not that just one reference link. I can convert all these links to the reference links. It doesn't really matter. It depends on the files and all that stuff. So as of now, let's delete this. Let's make it 2. And yeah, so coming to this, it's file name. You just need to have like a file name defined in here. File name, like name of the file to which this hashed file data is written to. So yeah, you can have a job parameter here. You can have a job parameter to represent the file name. And this normalize yeah, this normalize on, I'm sorry, this file name is not to which we want to write, to which we want to pull the data. So yeah, which we want to pull the data, that's a file name, which basically I can say the name of the file from which the data is read from. So that's a file name. and we can have like a record of this record level read. Record level read is something which says that we're gonna the file makes shows that it reads record by record. So yeah, this because it reads record by record, it may be a little slower, but sometimes if you want to read and write the hash file at the same time, yeah, you need to go for this option. And this preload file to memory, you have like all these options. The default value is disable, it's always in disable, but you can choose any of these. So if the stage is like, if you select enable, this means that the hashed file is read into the memory. When the job is made to run, this hashed file is read into the memory. And if enable if you select enable lock for updates, then this hash file which is read into memory, obviously enabled, right? So the hash file is read into memory when the job is run. But if there is no lookup, or if there is nothing found in the memory, then the job looks on the file disk. If still it doesn't find any file or anything, then it gonna initiate its own update log. So it doesn't it just updates all the logs. So disable log for updates, yeah, it does pretty much same everything as enable log for updates, but except that the hash file is not read into the memory. Yeah, you really don't need to worry about this, because these are not really the things which actually people use more often. So yeah, normalize on, yeah, coming to the normalize on, this basically allow us to normalize the data before that is read. So you can have like basically if you want to choose this, this is only enabled for non-reference output links. Like non-reference output links, let's make it okay, let's make it non-reference, so let's make it convert to stream. So let's mod, see, it's disabled, right? Because ds link 15 is a non-reference link. It's a reference link. But if I move to ds-link 19, sorry, it's still thing. Oh, okay, yeah. But selection tab is there, right? So yeah, you can have selection tab is something which we can have like selection tab when we have this column record level record. Yeah, this gonna select file name with, and all this gonna come up. So yep, so that's how it works. And let's move to, okay, so that's pretty much this hash file. You need not worry about other things. So yeah, let's now go to designing a job with all the parameters and all the things. So I'm sorry. Okay, so let's yeah, this is I already opened server job for you. So this is a server job, and let's make it a design. So I'll just pull the stages and then explain you what I was trying to do. Okay, so just pull this and two sequential files and then hashed file. I'm using sequential file because we already learned about the sequential file, right? So now it would be easy for you to understand sequential file as well as hash file stage. Now again we're gonna write it to the sequential file, and now reference. Okay, now let me explain to you. So this is the first sequential file. This sequential file is hashed file is getting data from this sequential file. So this is one of the this is the source file for my hashed file for my reference thing. So the data which comes from the sequential file, this data serves as a reference table. And the other thing is, this is the main source data. So this data gonna look up onto this. So I'll tell you what's lookup and all that, taking an example. So transformer stage, you need not worry about it. I'll just give a brief introduction about the transformer stage. You need not worry about it. and then ultimately I'm gonna write it to the sequential file. So I'm just like making an output as a sequential file. So yep, so let's create our files. So yeah, I do have two folders, in and out. So let's make a new file, new, and then text document. Let's make it some emp file. Okay, so that's the one which strikes to me often. So let's make e number as column, and then department, and then salary. Okay, so e-number is 1, department is 10, and salary is 3000, 2, 20, and 4000, 3, 30, and 7000, 4, 20 again, and 5000, 5, 40, and let's make it 6000. Okay, so yep, this is how our data. So yeah, the other most important thing is, let me yeah so the other important thing is, when I need to have a reference on this data, I need to have one key column, one column which is I need to have one column which is common among these three. So I just can't if let's say if I don't have any of these columns in my reference thing, it doesn't make sense which column I was referencing to. It doesn't make sense, right? So yeah, I need to create a reference column too. I mean reference table, reference, what do I say, reference data too. So let's call it ref. So reference is, yeah, if you remember, I do have e-number, department, and salary in my actual data. So let's make department as my key, department as a common column. So department, and then let's make department name. Okay, department name. Okay, so what departments do you have? 10, and let's make it sales, 20 IT, 30 marketing or something, 40 is finance. Okay, and let's make 52. 50 is some xxx, and 60 is yyyy, and 70 is zzz. I'm short of department names, so I don't really know the department names. So this is how it works. So this is my reference table, and yeah. So now that we have the data for this, let's create the table definitions. So go to the table definitions and import table definitions, and then sequential file definitions. So create emp.txt and then click import. It's not a fixed width, right? So yeah, but obviously I do have first line in column names, and the space delimiter is comma. And yeah, in as I said, my key column is e number here. So let's click on OK, and yeah, this is, yeah, so this imported. And the other one which I need to import is reference table, right? So click on the reference table, and yeah, it's not fixed width again, and sure, first line in column names. And here my department number is my key column. So just import it. Yep, it's, yeah, so we do have two table definitions imported. Now, as I promised in my previous video, I gonna create the parameters as real time. So yeah, before I create parameters, I need to tell about one more thing. I somehow forgot in my to mention in my previous video. So when you click the job properties tab, so this is how the window opens, right? So when you wanna, let me just minimize this. Okay, so when you wanna when you want to have, like, before extracting the data from the sequential file to the hashed file, if you want to have only few columns or something to be extracted, then you can just write a shell script and then activate this before sub job routine. You're gonna write some shell script and choose this and give the file path here, file path. So before it passing to the other stage, it gonna execute this shell script and make sure that it passes only what we specified in the shell script. So that is before job subroutine. And if it's after job subroutine, so just execute same thing, but it's not in the source part, it's in the target part. It's after the target, if after the file is written, and if you want to see only a few specified, that's where we're gonna write shell script. I mean, we do have all options, but yeah, I'm focusing now on shell script. So you can have the shell script and give the file path here, and you can have this click to, because it doesn't make sense if the job fails, and even though it runs shell script, it doesn't make sense, right? Because even though job is failed, if the shell script gonna run, it's waste of our resources, so you need not do that. So if you want to check this, check this to make sure your resources are not are not wasted or being saved. So if you check this, it makes sure that this after job subroutine is only done when the job is successfully run. When it's aborted, you need not worry about this. It doesn't go for the shell script activation. So yeah, this is how it works. And now let's create the parameters. So parameters are gonna create for first input folder, input file, and input, okay, this is input file path. This is input file path. I have some disturbance, just a second guys. Yeah, so input file path is where I give my folder name. So just copy this prompt. If someone gonna see my parameters, they're gonna understand what is this input file path and all that. So it's a string. And what's my input file path? Where is my file stored? This, right? So this folder. So let's copy this and give input file path. And next thing is I have given input file path. Next is I need to choose file, because input file path have multiple files, so I'm gonna have which specific file I'm working on. So my file is emp. You need to give extension to, don't forget that. And other reference file, right? I do have two input files, so the other thing is reference file. So ref file ref file ref file name, and this is string again, and this is ref.txt, right? Let me check it again. Yep, so ref.txt. And next is my output folder. Obviously we do have an end sequential file, so I need to have a output file too, right? So let's create out file path, and let's select this and copy it here and have name. Okay, and string, and then what's my output path? I created out folder, so let's give this path. Let's select this and just paste it here. And what's my out file name? Because we have output file path, it doesn't have any file, right? So let me create a file here. So let's say hash out. Okay, so out file, and here it's out file name and string, and that is out underscore hash dot txt. Okay, and apart from that, we need to have hash file, because these are for sequential file parameters, but we do have hashed file too, right? So for hash file, let's create, I didn't create any folder, but let's see what happens if I don't create any folder. So let's have a hash file, and let's give it hash file name, and let's string, and let's give it just, okay, let me just choose the path where this gonna save. Okay, so let's give this path, so that all the things gets created here, so we can see what's happening. So yep, so this is how these are the parameters. So you can just have like click all the parameters and create a parameter set for yourself, but I'm not going to do that because we do have only these files, so I need not create parameter set for that. Now click on OK, and now I'll show how you're gonna put the parameters in your file. So yeah, if you remember your sequential file, okay, let's make this a professional way. So read, and this is reference, right? Reference, what's reference? Department reference. So let's rename our stage, and then coming to the output, yeah, this is where you give your file path. Last time, if you remember, in the sequential file stage, I just choose this way, I just browsed a file, but this time we're not going to do that way. We're gonna create a parameters. Is this way how you create input file. It's always a parameter is always followed by started. I mean, it's always started and ends, starts and ends with hashtags. So the parameter should go in between. So it should be exactly the same. Caps letter, I mean capital letters, and it should be exactly the same. So yeah, sometimes you do have small mistakes. So yeah, you don't need to do that. That's a lot of. So yep, so this is if you see this first parameter between the hashtags input file name, it's my directory path input. It's not input file name, it's input file path. So this is my directory path. Once I have given directory path, it's not enough because my directory has multiple files, right? So I need to choose the file too. So what file I need to choose? This is my file. So this is my file. Which file is it? It's input file is emp, right? Okay, so it's not input file here, it's a ref file, right? So it's ref file. Okay, so it's a ref file. So and it's again ended with this thing. So I'm giving the path of my file, and then path of the directory in which my file exists, and then giving the parameter for my file. So this is how you give your parameters. Then going to the format, your first line in column names, and you don't worry about anything. And then now load your table definitions which we created. This is a department reference, right? So yep, reference. See, once you load it here, you're gonna see view data. So let's click on that. See, this is how you have, if you give parameters, this is how your thing looks. If you want to edit anything, you can just edit, click on edit, and but it doesn't make sense because we have already given right thing. So just click on OK, and this is our table, I mean this is our data. So yep, we are good here. And now let's go here, and this is our read emp okay, read emp, that's it. And next outputs, again it's file input file path hash and forward slash, because that's directory, and then forward slash, and then hashtag again. And now ref file, and now sorry, input file, because this is emp input file. And now close with hashtag again, and go to the format, first line in column names, and then columns, and then load your data here. It's emp, right? So just load your data. Now click on your vdata. See, this is your folder, and this is your text where this exists. So click on OK. Yep, we are good here. So we did get that. Now OK. Now coming to the okay, let's rename the links too. I said I'm gonna do it in professional way, right? So yep, so let's say read department. Okay, and let's make this read emp to the transformer. I didn't want to put the same thing to this, so just put transformer in real time. It's represented as XFM means transformer stage. So yep, so this is, let's rename it as department reference, department ref. Okay, and let's rename this as write. We are writing it, right? We read and everything, now we are writing. So write data. So yep, now we have everything. So let's open the hashed file stage. So yeah, we are not using account name, we are using directory path. So what's a directory path? I'm sorry, I don't remember the parameter which I gave. So let's see, what did I give? Hash file. Okay, and capital H and capital F. Okay, so here the director path, we're gonna give that parameter. Parameter is hash file. Okay, so this is how you give a parameter, and you need not worry about anything. And then input is read department. Which is our input? This read department. So because we already have data in this, data is flown through this link, we need not worry about anything. See, it's already in here. So yep, that's it. And output, yeah, department reference. Output link is the one which is writing to the transformer, right? This one. So it's writing to the transformer. And this file name here, it should be the same one. It should be the same one which we need to give. It should be the same file name which we gave here. So you can just like rename this, it doesn't matter. So let's give like hash file or something. Okay, so yeah, this file name, let's copy this and paste this. The file name here and in the output folder, it should be same. If it's not same, then it's gonna create problem. You can have a parameter here too, but for now there's no parameter in created. So yeah, you need to load your table definitions here too, because you need to pass it to the transformer stage, right? So just load your table data, and yep. So yep, it doesn't exist, so just click on OK. And now come to the transformers. See, I'll deal with this transformer clearly in my probably next video, or yeah, probably next video. So as I said, transformer lookup is like reference. Hashed file stage is like looking up, like reference table. It's like SQL thing when we have like SQL join, when we have two different tables and we need to have only say, it's like, let's say I'm trying to explain to the SQL, so let's do that. Okay, so it's like, let's say we do have EMP and department table, right? So EMP has all 10, 20 and 30, and department has 50, 62. So but if I want to select only this, select a dot e number, EMP dot e number, and EMP dot department dot department name, department name from EMP comma department, where so this is what your this thing do. EMP dot department number is equal to DEPT dot department number. This is where you write your SQL query, right? So what does it do? The things which we have, like same department numbers which exist in these tables, we're going to have that when you execute the SQL query. So this EMP dot department number, that is how it works in this hash file stage. So let's see that. See, department and department, this is showing, and this is okay. Let me just click on this and let's okay. So this is showing in red. It's pretty clear that if it's red, it's something is not wrong. So what does that mean is it doesn't have any key expression. To have join, we need to have this type of expression, right? This type of like emp dot department number. So we can't write that. So what we're gonna do is click on this department and then drag and just drop here. Just drag and then drop here. So see, so now this department, this field from this data is now linked to this and this. So this is how it works. We are just by this expression we are just defining the key expression in both. We are just defining the common columns. So if you don't have any common columns, it doesn't make sense, right? So that's the reason I chose department as a common column between my two data. Now so we have a key expression defined. Now we need to move this data to the next level, right? Write data is the next link in our thing, if you remember. Okay, so just if you want to drag whole columns, you can just click on this and just hold your left cursor and just drag onto this. If you want a single column, just select this and then drag onto the single column. That's it. You need not worry about writing, typing and anything. So this is how it works. So once you have this, these are the columns you need to see in the end of your data, right? So just click on OK. So now coming to the sequential file, let's rename this as write what we are writing emp and department data, right? So emp department. Okay, let's make it that simple. And then here again, this should be given in the parameter form. So what's our parameter? Out file path. Make sure guys you have like the right spelling, right capitalization and everything. And out file, sorry, out file. So yeah, you can just override or yeah, anything, doesn't matter. So you can choose yourself. And yep, first line in column names again, and columns, because the link carried to this stage, we did not load any table definition here. The link which we defined the data in the transformer, all the four fields, these are passed, the four fields are passed to the date to the next stage, next sequential target stage through this link. So we need not worry about loading the table definition here. Now click OK, and now compile the job and let's see if it has any mistakes. Okay, let's save this job before. I'm gonna hit on save jobs and let's call this as hash job. Okay, and let's see if we have any errors. Yep, so no errors. Okay, so just close it and click on run. So yeah, if you choose a parameter set above this input file path name, it's gonna show like parameter, so you can just click on the parameter set which we have, parameter set name with all these stuff. So once you choose that name, all everything gonna choose. But because we didn't create a parameter set, yeah, this is how it works. See, we have input file path and everything. Yep, everything good, looks good. Then hit on run. See, you can just while seeing the job. Okay, so this is something happened. Let's see. Okay, this is good for us because we know you guys can know like where did we go wrong and all that stuff. So let's see where did we go wrong. If it's always successful, we don't worry about errors, right? We will not know anything about the errors. So yep, it's good that we do have some errors. So let's figure out that. This director, let's render it again. I'm sorry, it's taking a little longer, so just hold on for a moment. Yeah, it takes little time because I have like all the browsers and everything open, so I think that's a problem. So let's please bear with me, guys. Just a moment, I'll just like resume the video. It's taking a little longer time. I don't want to waste your time. So yeah, I'm sorry guys, that took a little longer than expected. So yeah, now it's open. So let's open the director. So as I said, the warnings, you can just have like warning. So see yellow one with exclamation, right? So let's click on what's happening. It says before job execute, no command to execute. Oh, I got it. So yeah, once you see here, you'll get an idea of what where it is going wrong. So the thing which I did is, while I was explaining to you guys, yep, this is a problem. I didn't have anything, but I just put that. So that's a problem. I explained it and I didn't change my values. So just a moment, I'll change this. Sorry. Yep, none. And then now click on OK. So yeah, that's pretty cool, right? Because we will know where did we commit our mistake, or where we went wrong. So yep, now compile it again and then run it again, run the job again. Now it shouldn't have any errors as far as I know, but let's see. Yep, see, you have 7 rows here. Department, we do have like 7 departments, right? But we have only five rows here. So out of the 7 rows, it's checking with these 7 rows. Every record coming with this, every record coming through this link is checking with this link with the reference, and then it is checking if the record exists, it's gonna pass on to the next stage. If it doesn't exist, it doesn't pass to the next stage. So that's the reason we have only 5 rows. So let's go to the director. See, everything is good now. So yep, let's see how the data looks like. So let's look onto the data. Okay, and see now how it look like, right? Because we have these, we didn't have department name in our EMP data, right? But we did have department name in our department data. So we are just like having the common, we added just department name to our whole data. So this is how it works. You might be wondering what did the other things, because in the department we did have 50, 60 and 70, if you remember, right? See, in the department we did have, yep, 50, 60 and 70, right? So in the 50, 60, 70, you might be wondering what happened. So the thing with the hashed file stage is basically it gonna create like, hash file usually is composed of 2 files. One is the data file and the other is the overflow file. The data file, like, which is like the rows, the like the file which the reference thing and all that, this thing, reference thing, which has which gonna meet with this thing, it gonna store in data file. The other overflow thing, which doesn't have like rows that cannot fit within the data file, will then spill over to the next spill over to the overflow file. So that's it is basically composed of 2 files. So yep, if you see here, you can just get a notice of that. If you see here, see a hash file, right? See over 30. So data file, this is the data file which we have like four of our I mean five, I guess. Yep, five of our rows are in the data file, and the two other rows which are like 50, 60 and 70, they don't have, we don't have it in our data file. So this is how this look like. This is where the data goes. So yep, so you might be also wondering, if we have like what happens if we have 7 rows here and 5 rows in here, right? So it doesn't matter, I mean, it doesn't really change much. If we have like these 7 department table here and the reference EMP table here, the output data would be like the output. Okay, let me show how output data looks like. So the output data would be like for 5, and then we have other department names too, like 50, 60, 70, and department names, and we would have e number and salary as null. So that is how it looks like if we have this thing. So yep, that's pretty much about this thing. Yeah, the hash, yeah, one more thing finally. The hashed file, it's basically, hash files are basically for three main uses. One is for small reference lookups by the primary key defined. Primary key in our case is department number. So that's one of the uses. And the other is when like staging file, small staging files, usually like when you have a reference capability, so that's when it comes into place. Yep. So these are the pretty much things that gonna that's a place where we're gonna use our hashed file. So yep, now that we have completed our file stages, so we'll get into the processing stages in our next next video tutorial, because it's already 40 minutes. I guess I don't want to make you so tired with all of it in one, so in one video. So yeah, let's deal with the processing, a few of the processing stages, because a few of them we're gonna see them again in parallel stages. So yep, that's it guys, hope you all got it. Let's I mean, please guys, try to practice it with your own data, so it will be pretty clear. And make sure you have you define the parameters and everything, because in real time you do not directly browse and everything. So make sure you parameterize all your values and all that. Thanks guys, thanks for watching this video. I'm gonna come up with pretty new tutorials pretty soon. Thank you, thanks, have a nice day.